My name's Adam Monaco and I'm the Financial Controller for Hi-Tech Oils. With our national capacity, we can now service Australian companies nationwide. Of late, we have now expanded into the New Zealand market. Here at Hi-Tech Oils, we receive premium base oils and premium additive packs. Together, with our highly trained staff, we manufacture over 500 premium quality products. Hi-Tech Oils is Australian made and Australian owned.
It's the dawn of a new era as the world's most modern motorsport takes to the streets of Saudi Arabia for the start of our electric odyssey. The new Formula E season starts here in Ed Diriyah. But first, a reminder of what the championship is all about.
Flat out, go flat out.
22 world-class drivers, 11 teams, 12 iconic cities across 5 continents. Formula E is the world's premier fully electric racing series and the fastest growing form of motorsport on the planet.
And he's gone for it! Locks up the front 2 tyres!
This year's stunning Gen 2 cars have the same chassis, 2 sets of all-weather tyres and a 250 kilowatt battery. This evolution means that drivers will now only use 1 car to complete the race. The new battery propels the car from 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds, with a top speed of 175 miles per hour. The races, known as E-Prix, are run mostly on city streets and last 45 minutes plus 1 final flying lap to the checkered flag. But this isn't ordinary racing. 5 drivers, as voted by the fans through Formula E's website or social media platforms, get Fan Boost, 1 burst of extra power during the race. And a brand new innovation for this season, Attack Mode, where a driver can collect extra power by driving over an activation zone off the racing line. Choosing the right time to go into Attack Mode could win or lose you the race. It's fresh, it's fast, and it's super exciting. It's Formula E.
And it boasts perhaps the most competitive field in motorsport for our season opener, with new faces and new teams on board. 11-time Formula One race winner Felipe Massa enters the fray with Venturi, with more Formula One pedigree coming from Stoffel Vandoorne, who partners DTM champion Gary Paffett at HWA Race Lab. BMW have now joined Andretti as a manufacturer-backed works team, while Nissan's new partnership with Edams boasts Season 2 champion Sebastian Buemi. Audi's Lucas de Grassi, another former champion and one of the favorites for the title, lines up, while DS Techeetah driver and reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne will be the man everyone's chasing here in Saudi Arabia. The 2.49-kilometer Ed Diriyah circuit awaits, so let's head down to the grid. Antonio Felix da Costa topped a rain-delayed qualifying session to take his first ever Formula E pole, while the rest of the field shaped up like this. Formula One star Felipe Massa started outside row 6 next to Daniel Abt. On row 5, Alexander Sims for BMW Andretti started next to Gary Paffett. Mitch Evans was on the outside of row 4 next to Andre Lotterer. On row 3, Jerome D'Ambrosio with his new team, Mahindra, next to Jean-Eric Vergne, the reigning drivers' champion. On row 2, Stoffel Vandoorne in his first start had a great qualifying position next to Season 2 champion Sebastian Buemi. And on row 1, Jose Maria Lopez alongside first-time pole sitter Antonio Felix da Costa. Now over to the commentary team of Jack Nichols and Dario Franchitti to take you through the race.
So the season about to start in Ed Diriyah, waiting for the lights to go out. The 2 Neos have lined up at the back. Antonio Felix da Costa is on pole position. Jose Maria Lopez alongside him in the Dragon. Then it's Buemi and Vandoorne behind. Here come the lights. 2018-19 Formula E begins now. There's definitely a jump start in the middle there. Can Antonio Felix da Costa Costa hold the lead? Yes, because it's not a good start from Jose Maria Lopez. Sebastian Buemi in the silver Nissan goes to the outside and gets through into second place. Does he? Not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, he does. So Buemi makes up a position. Not quite sure who the jump start was from in the middle of the pack, but Da Costa it is who holds the lead. It's a 45-minute plus 1 lap race as they come across the timing line now to start the first lap effectively. It is Da Costa, Buemi, Lopez, Vern in front of Van Dorn, lock up from Lotterer, lock up from Gary Paffett as well. Straight into the wall and out of the race is Eduardo Mortara, although he might actually be able to reverse out. He crashed there in practice, and the team said it was a mechanical problem with the car. He's managed to get going, but he'll have to limp back to the pit lane now, Eduardo Mortara.
And he's stuck because he can't get reversed out because of the wall. That looked like something went wrong again. It just didn't stop. And we've heard of some braking issues with the brake-by-wire system. People are struggling a little bit. Bear in mind, this is the first laps these guys have done in anything approaching dry conditions. Now they're going to watch because that whole front wing assembly is going to come off and probably necessitate a full course yellow at a minimum to retrieve it.
And now the track is drying. You can see how sandy it is, but they still are pushing and still going side by side here. They're going up the inside. Lotter has been nudged there in the back, and that was Jerome D'Ambrosio. Alexander Sims going out wide. The graphics are saying full course yellow, but nowhere else seems to be saying it.
No, the FIA graphics are not saying it.
Well, they're saying full yellow up at the top of the page, so but they're still racing as it stands. So there goes Antonio Felix da Costa into turn 1, Buemi in second, Lopez third. You also can't use the attack mode in the first 2 laps. That's Robin Freites going up the inside of Max Günther in 18th position.
That's at the curb at turn 1. These guys are all the way down now, coming to turn 14 already, approaching turn 14, at the bottom of that kind of bobsleigh run of corners.
There was no yellow flag, and the graphic is now removed.
Yeah, there was something went in the timing system because it went up on the timing screens, but the drivers were not informed. Watch Eduardo Mortara here in the silver car. Yeah, he just plows into the wall, and the rear wheels were still going.
That's bizarre. You saw that his head go forward as well. It's a nasty accident. Grassy, you see Mortara just there's black lines, so he did lock up one of the.
But I think that might have just been the front 2 because now this is on board with Felipe Massa getting involved at the start, 3 wide.
Oh, lovely move, Felipe. Fantastic.
Nicely done. So Massa now up into 10th position. Also need to get a replay of the start because there's definitely a jump start in there somewhere. Da Costa leading, Buemi second, Lopez third, Vern fourth, Van Dorn in 5th. Then there's a bit of a queue forming behind the red and white Mahindra of Jerome D'Ambrosio for 7th place. Lucas Di Grassi in that white and red Audi is trying to make moves as well, as Andre Lotterer has just set the fastest lap of the race so far.
And for those of you that have watched Formula E in the past, as we see, was that one of the Nissans?
That's Mortara, I think, getting out of the way.
The Venturi,
He returned.
As those of you that have watched Formula E before, you'll see a lot less power saving, a lot of energy saving, should I say, in this race with this Generation 2 car. The guys said, we can attack a lot harder. And here we're on board with Lucas Di Grassi, who had a fantastic end to last season and finished right up there in the championship, helping Audi to win the team's championship through turn 14.
Oliver Rowland in front of him, tried to look to the inside to pass Rosenqvist, but compromised his own run, and now he's going to be under pressure from Di Grassi, onto the brakes into this long right-hander that becomes turn 17.
Would you choose this time to go into the attack zone, the activation zone? No,
well,
he didn't do it.
No, he didn't this time around.
A bit of smoke in turn 18. Somebody's locked up in a major way going in there.
And Nelson Piquet goes up the inside of Gary Paffett. So Nelson Piquet in the Jaguar going up the inside of the annoyingly similarly liveried HWA. So that is now 12th position for Nelson Piquet.
Gary Paffett said to me the thing he's really struggling with is the confidence on the brakes. Really finding that difficult.
Jerome D'Ambrosio has just gone past Stoffel Van Dorn, so D'Ambrosio up into 6th position. The attack mode zone activation is open now. It wasn't before, that's why no one used it.
That's right, you have to go to 3 laps before you can arm it.
Yeah.
Drivers at this point are just starting to understand the track and really where it goes, because this morning was just survival and now they're starting to get where they can gain some time, where they can make some overtaking maneuvers, and where the limit is. So have to be very careful not to step over that limit, because as you see, the walls are very, very close.
So Antonio Felix da Costa leading the way at the moment. This is the black and gold
Verne looks like he's
Diaz
setting up here,
Techeetah
Jack.
we were following, and he is right up behind Jose Maria Lopez in their battle over third position.
Right at the crest of the hill on the far left of the track, there's some bodywork.
There goes Verne up the inside of Lopez, not quite close enough, but yeah, there's some yellow flags coming up the hill, so I don't know if that means you're not able to overtake up there.
No, you can't right now because there's bodywork on the left side. Yeah, you would definitely not.
So I don't know how long that's going to stay out for, because if the yellow flag's on the straight the whole time, that's not going to be ideal. 39 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Rosenqvist got past Gary Paffett then, so Paffett starting to slide down the order just a little bit. And this is all the sort of mid-pack racing at the moment. Buemi's only 0.7 of a second away from Da Costa. There's a late lunge. Oh, I thought Di Grassi was going for it there on Oliver Rowland in their battle over 15th place.
This is where the experience of guys like Di Grassi will tell, just understanding the race and the tyres and doing all this for the first time. It's been such a crazy day as well. I think everybody's going to feel just a little bit out of sorts. And probably till about halfway at the point in the race, just settling down, although Antonio Felix da Costa doesn't look like he's too worried at the moment.
Rowland now is right on the back of Gary Paffett, so that's the big battle just coming through turn 14. These are the cars in front, Piquet and Rosenqvist. Piquet in the blue and grey Jaguar up in front of the white and red Mahindra. That's a bit of a bold one, isn't it, from Rowland? Has he pulled that off? Well, we're now looking at Felipe Massa in 10th place, but did he manage to pull that off? Let's keep an eye on. No, Rowland is still behind.
It's a huge bump right.
Oh, there goes Rowland up the inside of Paffett now into turn 18, and he manages to make the move.
You can see Gary's just not confident on the brakes, and he's got Lucas Di Grassi behind now. One of the guys who really is confident on the brakes. Bit of defending from Gary Paffett, the second car in line. And you'll see, I would imagine, Lucas making a move into turn 1 if he got a good enough run out of the corner. They're not quite close enough.
Verne, Lotterer are both past Lopez. So Jose Maria Lopez on that last lap lost 2 places and has dropped out of the podium position. So he's down from 3rd to 5th. So Jose Maria Lopez up at the front of the order, dropping down. There are the 2 Diaz Techeetahs, and they now in front of that silver and black dragon car of Jose Maria Lopez. And the Techeetahs actually looking quick, in particular Andre Lotterer in the second of the 2. Looks like he wants to get past Jean-Eric Verne.
And there's no team orders with these guys. We saw it last year in Chile. They absolutely attack each other. And he's close enough to make a move into 16.
Verne's covering the inside line.
Yeah,
surely they're not going to start fighting each other like they did in Chile of last season.
I really hope they do.
It looks as though they are, to be honest.
Something.
37 minutes plus a lap left.
Strategy, so stable and jam.
Quite hear Lotterer's radio there.
Bravo, Quebec 6, Fox.
Now we're talking in code.
Yeah,
Bravo, Quebec 6, is that what he said?
Yeah, it sounded like it. This is on board with Lucas Di Grassi. Is this him going past Gary Paffett now? Coming into the... Oh, is it giving Gary Paffett a little bit of a nudge coming through turn 21?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the new Gen 2 diffuser. Very close-up look of it. That's one of the things, as low as the guys sit in the car and as long as the nose of the car is, they can't actually see anywhere close to it. So a lot of that's sort of just feeling things out. And as they get more experience with the car, they'll be able to get even closer than that, if that's possible.
So here they come. Da Costa in the lead, Buemi in second. Those 2 now separated by 1.3 seconds. And Jean-Eric Verne is third, 1.8 seconds further back. Joan D'Ambrosio has just done the fastest middle sector of anyone. And Lotterer now, all of a sudden, is under attack. So where he was on a charge before, he's now got Jose Maria Lopez looking to the inside line. He's going to force his way through there, Lopez. Oh, Lotterer turns in. That was some bold defensive movement there from Lotterer, and this is going to cost him time.
We've seen that before. Andre's very robust in his defending, and he does not give places up easily.
Nor does Lopez.
Nor does Lopez, exactly right. Jerome D'Ambrosio and Mahindra third in line. He's got to really do well. A tough couple of seasons. He's in a car now he thinks he can win races with.
35 minutes plus a lap to go. Oliver Turvey and Tom Dillman for the Neo team have used their attack mode down in 20th and 21st places, so they've got nothing really to lose because they're down at the back of the order.
Just to give you a little driver psychology here.
Yeah.
What you're having is Lopez in front in the Dragon car was teammate to Jerome D'Ambrosio last year. He's going to want nothing more than to put one over on his teammate in his old team. And and he's about probably to do it as he comes out of turn 17 up the hill into 18.
So there you can see Turvey and Dillman, 20th and 21st, they have activated their attack mode. So that is what they have done there. No one at the front doing it just yet. We're seeing if anyone pulls through into that zone on the left-hand side, but still, they're all happy to continue how they are at the moment.
It'd be interesting to see the difference it makes in terms of actual lap time. You've got to be close enough to the car in front to use it. That's going to be the trick, to make some passes, to make some time up.
34 minutes plus a lap to go. Da Costa leading the way, 1.6 seconds clear of the rest of the field. Turvey's used his attack mode to get him
slowing on top of the screen.
Place, and is that D'Ambrosio? Yes, it is.
That's Felix, I think, is it? It's Felix Rosenqvist.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Felix Rosenqvist out of the race. He was in 13th position, but now he's dropping down the order, and Rosenqvist's final race for the Mahindra team before he goes off to do IndyCar in 2019 comes to an end. So a real shame for Rosenqvist. The other Mahindra of D'Ambrosio still running.
But look at Jean-Eric Vergne. He's gone onto the diffuser, the back wing of Sébastien Buemi. And he's going to be looking to make an overtaking maneuver here pretty quickly and move up behind Antonio Felix da Costa, who's had everything his own way so far, 1.5 seconds in the lead.
On the podium to the left, you see that Turvey and Dillman trying to use attack mode to move up from the back of the grid are running out of time in this segment.
What a move from Jean-Eric Vergne around the outside of Sébastien Buemi. The crowd may well applaud.
How do you like that?
That was wonderful stuff from Vergne.
And kind of worrying for the rest of them. Did you see how well that car, the Techeetah brake with the DS powertrain, just stopped?
Mitch Evans, meanwhile, has just got past Stoffel Vandoorne as well, and up into 7th position. Meanwhile, this is Alexander Sims, now up behind Stoffel Vandoorne as well. So Vandoorne in 8th has dropped into the fight. Roland's just been passed by Daniel Abt too. So everybody here now is queued up behind Stoffel Vandoorne in the HWA. And we're waiting for him to come through. But now we're looking at Jerome D'Ambrosio, who is running in 6th place at the moment, still quite a way behind Jose Maria Lopez. Stoffel Vandoorne really is the stopper in the bottle at the moment. These are the attack modes remaining. 2 for everyone except Turvey, Gunter and Dillman. They're the only drivers to have used one of their attack modes, and none of them are doing it yet on this lap.
Gary Paffett's dropping. I don't know if he's had an issue.
Gary Paffett's got a problem, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's dropped to 20.
In the HWA, so we'll keep an eye on him and wait for him to come through. This is a replay of Vergne's overtake, Dario.
Just fantastic. You know, you saw that they're going defensive there with Sébastien Buemi. Just round the outside, no problem at all, not even a hint of a lock-up. And off he goes on his merry way. And there really wasn't any energy saving on Sébastien Buemi's part. That was just pure pace. So it's a bit ominous for the rest of the field. And he's now, Jean-Eric Vergne is now going to be working on chasing down Antonio Felix da Costa.
It was like Buemi was tied to a post.
It really was. Bit of oversteer on the brakes into turn 1 from Alexander Sims.
He's in the white and blue Andretti car. The other BMW Andretti car is leading the way. And Vergne now in 2nd place. Let's see what he can do closing in. There's a yellow flag at turn 10, so keep your eyes peeled. Felipe Massa, who we're on board with, is going to get there in a minute. There's the double waved yellows, because there is, Paffett. Was the rear of the car a bit damaged? Couldn't quite tell, but he's certainly parked it up.
The problem with that is obviously a blind corner getting to it. The whole way down that hill, all the corners are blind. You've got to commit quite heavily, and there's a car parked on the outside, so will that necessitate a full course yellow?
Yeah, well, it's certainly going to have to, because Gary Paffett can't physically get out the car, presumably, until someone's kind of gone past him.
Unless they can push it backwards.
Yeah, but I would have thought that would necessitate a full course yellow for them to.
I think so. Felipe Massa looking on the inside.
Massa on Vandoorne, not quite close enough to pull it off. We're on board now with the Brazilian, the 11-time Formula 1 Grand Prix winner.
He's having a good day so far.
He is, actually.
P10.
And there's the look into the final corner at 21. Good stuff from Felipe Massa up the inside. Vandoorne saw him coming, gave him room, and Massa now up into 9th.
He likes the braking zone into the last corner, turn 21, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We saw that great move when he was 3 wide the first lap. Really, really well done, because trying to energy save and all the stuff the driver has to do in the cockpit. Felipe's doing a great job. Clearly he has the speed, we know that. He has the talent, and he looks like he's got the fire in his belly too. Did you see the waved yellow flag on the left?
that's Susie Wolf on the left, the team principal of the Venturi team, watching her driver Massa get up into 9th place. Here's the look again. Opportunistic, wasn't it?
Just a lovely, lovely overtaking manoeuvre.
And there goes Andre Lotterer up the inside of Buemi now. So Buemi is down to 4th place. And you can see on the tower on the left-hand side, he hasn't got much usable energy remaining. Oliver Rowland has just activated attack mode. He still has plenty, obviously, but it's 1% less than Lotterer, 2% less than the race leaders, which in the grand scheme of the race, with half an hour to go, is going to be quite a big deal.
And they're starting to queue up behind each other, and we have an ex-teammates battle behind them. You see Andre Lotterer in the gold and black car pulling out. And past he goes from Sebastian Buemi in the Nissan. This new car is racing very well.
There goes Da Costa. The gap at the front is now down to just 0.7 of a second between Da Costa and Verne in the Techeetah. So Da Costa is going to be under big pressure for the race lead before too long.
You see D'Ambrosio and Lopez still fighting. There was a bit of a look into turn 1 from D'Ambrosio, but Lopez covered it. This could end in a bit of argy-bargy, a bit of a bodywork flying as the race goes on.
D'Ambrosio in the white and red Mahindra. And there is Da Costa sliding his way out of 16 and 17, and that's not what you want to be doing. They're going to be nose to tail coming up into the chicane. Does Verne fancy a look? No, not quite close enough this time.
That to me tells me he looked in the mirror coming out of turn 14, saw how close Jean-Eric Verne was, tried to get on the throttle a bit quicker, and you saw the result.
Mitch Evans has now gone on to attack mode, but look how close Jean-Eric Verne is to the back of Antonio Felix da Costa.
Gem actually closed up in the braking zone. Da Costa's going to start using a bit more curve, taking a bit more risk, and that's when mistakes happen. So a bit of oversteer in 4. Sorry, Jack.
That's right, here they come, cascading down the hill now. And Verne is looking so racy. Signed a multi-year contract extension with the DS Techeetah team yesterday. And he'll be happy with that now. They're running towards the front of the field in this first 2018-19 race of the season.
Weren't you questioning that decision, Jack?
I wasn't questioning that decision. This is on board with the race leader, Antonio Felix da Costa, looking back at the rear.
I wonder if that's the braking that we're hearing, the carbon brakes, that very odd noise. Look how close the black and gold Techeetah is as they go into the main straight, coming up to the main overtaking opportunity of the lap. Easy for me to say.
Da Costa covers the inside line. Verne goes to the outside. Da Costa's super late on the brakes, but Verne gets it done. Round the outside and into the lead of the Addiria E-Prix.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is your current champion. Fantastic maneuver.
Da Costa trying to fight back. Can't quite get it done. So now, will Verne disappear up the road? Or will Lotterer come through as well?
Yeah, here comes Andre Lotterer. And you saw, looking in the mirror, Antonio de Felix da Costa, his eyes went to the left-hand mirror. He's playing defensive, which is not what you want this early into the race with 26 minutes plus a lap still to go.
Ignore alarm, ignore alarm.
Ignore the alarm.
Yeah, Antonio Felix da Costa being told to ignore the alarm. This is on board with Andre Lotterer now as we come cascading down the hill, and we're trying to chase the car in front, which is Jean-Eric. So apologies, I think that was Da Costa's on board we were looking at there, trying to chase down Jean-Eric Verne.
The problem he's got, I think, it is his mirrors, although you have to say Andre Lotterer lost a lot of time in turn 14 on that lap.
Keep in mind, too, this is an all-new Michelin tire, and they've had no dry weather running on this track to measure its
anything.
lifespan. Degradation.
With this new car, more power, more downforce, more grip, it's working the Michelin tires a lot harder. As you see, Lopez still defending from D'Ambrosio.
26 minutes to go. Really close up at the front. This, meanwhile, is Jerome D'Ambrosio in 6th place, right up behind Jose Maria Lopez. There comes race leader Jean-Eric Verne through once more.
The gap behind him is something like 9 seconds to Mitch Evans. It's definitely a 2-part race today.
Yeah, well, I think most of that gap came with Stoffel van Dorn being the sort of cork in the bottle for a while, and Evans, then Sims, then Massa, they all sort of managed to get through. Massa is in attack mode now, so he is going to be trying to close in and pass Alexander Sims. He's got a couple of seconds to catch Alexander Sims.
Oliver Rowland ran out of his first segment of attack mode, but he was able to get by Stoffel Vandoorne.
And Evans has activated and used one attack mode, so that might be some of that gap as well.
And then down at the bottom of the field, Mortara is using his attack mode. Paffett and Rosenqvist both out of the race. 25 minutes to go. Da Costa covering the inside line a little bit in the blue and white Andretti. Andre Lotter are right behind him in the black and gold Techeetah. Every time they come through the chicane, the crowd are applauding the battle that they're seeing up at the front. Sebastian Buemi, although he got swamped by the Techeetahs, he isn't dropping back from the race lead that much.
No, he's used a little, I think he's used almost the same energy, maybe slightly more than the cars in front, but he's got the dragon car of Jose Maria Lopez right behind him, and that's going to be keeping him honest and keeping his mirrors full of and distracting him just a little bit.
The chevrons on the left-hand side show how long is left in attack mode for the drivers. So they've got 4 minutes to use it, or 4 minutes in which they're in their mode. There's 4 chevrons at the moment, and they will start to drop away as the minutes drop away. So Felipe Massa has just 2 minutes, or now just 1 minute to go on his attack mode. Verne not disappearing up at the front, so it'll be interesting to see the energy consumption shortly, to see whether now he's got in front, he's super managing energy, because there's no point having a big lead in Formula E, because you don't gain anything if you pull away.
Probably much like IndyCar, there's no point, because if you do get a safety car, it's all negated anyway. So you're better winning by the slowest margin, keeping something, keeping a little bit of energy in the battery in case you need it.
23 minutes plus a lap to go.
D'Ambrosio has been very, very patient behind Lopez.
2615.
I haven't seen anything about that jump start.
No, that's true.
Which is bizarre, because it was so obviously a jump start.
It was on the left.
It's on the right-hand side. Was it Oliver Rowland? It looks like that sort of area.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
I don't think it was Mitch Evans, but I think it was Oliver Rowland. I thought it was a darker looking car than that.
Yeah, it was a grey, I thought, but I don't want to name and shame.
Time for the closing of the Fan Boost voting, and here are the winners. 5 drivers instead of 3 as they were in previous iterations. Stoffel Vandoorne, Felipe Massa, Antonio Felix da Costa, Daniel Abt, and Lucas di Grassi. They will all get 100 kilojoules of extra power to use in a 5-second burst, now that we are under 22 minutes remaining in the race.
Jose Maria Lopez here in the white and black Dragon car there. He's now pretty close to the back of Sebastian Buemi for 4th place too. Buemi is really yo-yoing between the lead pack and then the midfield.
I wonder if he's concerned about a little bit of energy. The guys I spoke to obviously seemed pretty confident that the energy saving was good. You see Daniel Abt overtaking Oliver Rowland, or not, or side by side through. Yeah, giving him no room.
So Rowland, surely, did he manage to hold on in the middle? I mean,
does he go far off doing it?
Well, Daniel pushed him off. Didn't he? Didn't give him anywhere to go. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Rowland holding that moment, and you can see that the blue halo on Daniel Abt's car shows that he was in attack mode at the time, and Rowland was not.
And it gave him quite a bit of time up the straight, something approaching half a second up the hill. So that shows what it's worth. But obviously, there's a penalty to be paid to arm it using the slower attack mode as part of the track.
He is now in front of Rowland in 10th position, Daniel Abt, and he's running out of attack mode now. Here is the battle again for 4th place. Sebastian Buemi in the silver Nissan. Looking to the outside is the white Dragon. And Lopez can't quite get through, but again, that brings the red and white Mahindra of Jerome D'Ambrosio back into the fray.
Getting nice and close. How aggressive is D'Ambrosio going to be? That is the question. There's been a bit of patience so far, but 20 minutes left.
Stoffel Vandoorne is using his fan boost meanwhile, so he's trying to attack Nelson Piquet in front, or perhaps defend from Lucas di Grassi, but I think he has now used it by the looks of things. So we'll keep an eye out on Stoffel Vandoorne there.
Sam Bird passed his teammate Robin Frenz for 16th place. They're having a tough day. All the Audi-powered cars right now, Daniel Abt is now 10th. But that's the highest Audi-powered car, so they're having a bit of a tough day so far.
Yeah, the Virgin Racing team using Audi powertrains. Lucas de Grassi has managed to get past Stoffel Vandoorne for 13th place. This is on board with Jose Maria Lopez. Now look, he has used quite a bit more energy than those that he's around, 2% more than Lotterer, but the same as Buemi, so those two are in a genuine fight, really. D'Ambrosio will be sitting back, feeling a bit... I don't know why he's not following the slipstream there.
He's not taking any of the benefit, is he?
Oh, Lopez super late on the brakes, and that's a great move from Lopez, but he goes off the track and Buemi's back through.
Yeah, he just was a little bit too aggressive, Jack. Just pushed him over a little bit too far and then braked in front of him. He probably didn't have to quite do that, which is very easy for me to say sitting here in the commentary booth.
Protected too much, just 1.66.
He can say protected too much.
Defended too much.
Job. You're 2 tenths quick to him every sector.
There is Dilbag Gill in the middle there.
Energy, you're doing a good job here. Got about,
team principal of the Mahindra team, which is Jerome D'Ambrosio.
You're Jay Penske on the radio.
Stay smooth.
Jose Maria Lopez.
Stay smooth is the message from Jay Penske to Jose Maria Lopez.
That's the favorite expression from his father, Roger Penske, when running the race of any of his drivers, really. Stay smooth. He says it over and over and over.
It seems to work. The success the Penske organization has had. It's been quite incredible.
High on energy now compared to these guys.
See, the top 6 are covered by just over 9.4 seconds, and none of them have used attack. Well, Lotterer goes to attack mode.
Yes, so Andre Lotterer then, the first of the front runners to use his attack mode. Meanwhile, here comes Lopez again trying to get past Sebastian Buemi, again going to the outside. Oh, this is going to be quite the move. They have a little bit of a rub, but I think that'll just about stick for Lopez. And there goes D'Ambrosio, sees his opportunity.
Is he going to pass him into the last corner?
Not quite close enough.
Jerome was going to do 2 cars and 3 corners.
But Sebastian Buemi loses 2 places. And so now Lopez is up into 4th place, D'Ambrosio 5th, Buemi 6th.
We have Jean-Eric Vergne drive-through penalty for technical infringement.
Oh, race leader, drive-through penalty.
And I think did I see Andre Lotterer as well on the screen?
I certainly saw Felipe Massa, but well, we'll wait for official confirmation.
That changes things.
It certainly does.
2.7 seconds, he's in the lead at the moment, Jean-Eric Vergne.
There he goes, out of shot.
A technical infringement.
Yeah.
Overusing power?
They may have been overusing power in an instant. You know, you can only use it at a certain rate. Over the bumps, he may have spun the rear wheels and used too much power. Maybe.
So it's overpowered during regeneration for Jean-Eric Vergne. That's the reason. And now here comes Andre Lotterer in the other Techeetah. Oh, I thought Da Costa was closing the door there.
Da Costa gave... Oh, and Andre does the switchback, but he's on the outside for turn 1, but he's let him go.
Well, he's in attack mode, so he's got more power coming down the straight as Andre Lotterer. So he's got his attack mode. He's in front of Da Costa, but Da Costa will be in attack mode before too long. Wouldn't be surprised if Da Costa uses it on this next lap. Alexander Sims has been given a drive-through penalty as well for a technical infringement. So we haven't seen confirmation on the screen, but they're coming up on the timing screens. So that is 3 penalties now, I believe, for Massa, Sims, and for Vergne. And all of this is because practice was rained off. Normally, as we look at a replay of Andre Lotterer, in attack mode, the blue flashing on the halo as he cruises past Antonio Felix da Costa. But these penalties are as a result, and there goes Vergne using attack mode now. These penalties are as a result of a washed out practice session. Normally, you'd go out in practice, you get these overpowers, and you fix them. But you haven't done them before, you haven't seen them before, as Buemi now activates attack mode as well from 6th place. So they're coming in qualifying and they're coming in the race.
Perhaps the downside of the one-day format of Formula E, when you do all of your practicing, qualifying, and racing.
Plus, it's a new car, guys. I think, you know, going 5 races into this season, I don't think we will see these problems, but it's just the sort of a load of different things have come together to create this issue. I love the one-day format.
You're right, Lotterer in the pits as well, so it was a drive-through penalty for Andre Lotterer as well. Both of the DS Techeetah cars, who were running in 1st and 2nd, are now serving drive-through penalties in the pit lane.
And it's not the shortest pit lane. It goes all the way from turn 20 all the way to turn 1. It is not, by no means a short pit lane.
This is Sebastian Buemi all by himself now.
good strategy. 19.
And Da Costa it is, leading the way. Lopez second, and D'Ambrosio in third.
Da Costa is 4.6 seconds up the road from Lopez at the moment. That's a nice handy margin. This is where you've got to keep in your rhythm, though.
Attack modes, get it out of the way.
And there,
oh, he missed. He missed it.
He made it. Yes, so that was Jose Maria Lopez in second place, trying to take attack mode, but he missed it, and as a result, he has lost the place to Jerome D'Ambrosio without activating attack mode. You have to be right in that zone, and he didn't make it, D'Ambrosio.
I believe
Lopez.
The sensor is in the middle of the car, and you can see clearly was not over the white line
away, wasn't he?
On the first activation point. So,
yeah, we don't real suspension.
The team will tell him the good news, I'm sure.
Okay, keep driving to the end, man. Drive it to the end. Doing a good job here. We've only got 12 minutes to go.
But the use
12 minutes to go. That's definitely team principal, team manager talk. Yeah, you're doing a great job. You're a second quicker than everybody.
Attack mode is mandatory, though. I mean, you can't drive to the end without. He's got to take another shot at it.
So here's a look at the replay. You've got to go through that zone, and he was. I mean,
he missed both.
He may have missed 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. I mean.
A very commanding drive for Antonio Felix da Costa, the young Portuguese driver. There goes D'Ambrosio, and now he's used his attack mode, and so has Lopez.
And he's held on to his position.
But has Lopez missed it again? Lopez might have missed it again. There goes Vern up the inside, but I think Jose Maria Lopez might have missed attack zone, the activation zone again.
And Vern's done his penalty.
Yeah.
And he's back up to 4.
So Vern's served his drive-through penalty. He's now 12 seconds off the lead of the race.
And he's just set fast lap.
Here comes Andre Lotterer. About to try. Is he close enough? Not quite to Mitch Evans. It's not very long though, is it? It's an inevitability about this overtaking manoeuvre happening. The problem is he's going to wait half a lap, I think. I don't see him making an overtaking manoeuvre until probably turn 18.
Unless he feels really feisty into turn 14, which is in a couple of moments' time.
Yeah, that'll be feisty.
He's pretty close.
Well, he's close enough, Jack.
Here they come. And there's a slow car.
Dragon hit the wall. One of the dragons.
I think it's Lopez.
Yep.
I think Jose Maria Lopez has got damage to his left rear, and that is the end of what started as such a promising race for Lopez. He's now out.
Has he hit the wall, or has it broken over the curbs?
It does look more like a snap, doesn't it, than actual damage.
That he's brushed the wall, but hopefully we'll see a replay of that as we see Jean-Eric Vern past Sebastian Buemi, and off he goes.
So Vern now up into third place. He's chasing down Jerome D'Ambrosio in second. Da Costa is in attack mode as well. And there's
no marks on the car, Jack, on the left side, so it looks like it's broken on internally. Yeah, whether on the curb or what, I don't know.
Attention all teams, this is race control. Full course yellow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
And full course yellow, you sit at pit lane speed limit 50 kilometers an hour, so there's no advantage to be gained as you would under a safety car from the guys further back.
The man pointing down in the bottom right with the glasses on is Scott Elkins, the race director. He's parked very well there, Lopez, I have to say. He's right by a Marshall exit point.
Exit of 14.
But they've got to get that... they're going to bring this tractor over. They're going to try and bring that tractor across the track. That's not going to be ideal as we look at the grandstands, pretty busy. And the other thing is, there's a new rule for this year that the race director, if he so wishes, can bunch everyone up behind Antonio Felix da Costa and use da Costa as the safety car at the end of a full course yellow before racing gets back underway. Now, whether he chooses to do that or not is entirely at his discretion, as the fans give us a nice old wave in the grandstands, but we'll see whether they decide to implement that.
If I'm da Costa, I would hate that as a driver, but
So Buemi there, using his attack mode under full course yellow, because although you lose the... It's a full safety car deployed, full safety car deployed. this is going to be a bit tight to the end of the race, you know, with 10 minutes to go. But there is the safety car waiting. But if you take the attack mode under full course yellow...
He's waiting for you, mate. Safety car waiting for you.
And that's Antonio Felix da Costa, who's going to be very disappointed that it's a safety car, not a full course yellow. But just to finish the attack mode point, if you take it behind the safety car or full course yellow, yes, you lose the advantage of the extra power, but you also lose the disadvantage of losing time to actually take the attack mode.
This, could you use it on the run up to the green flag, the restart?
Yes, so if before you come into the pits, this is on board with Lopez. So he was coming around that left-hander, and it just sort of went, didn't it? I think it was.
Did he brush?
No. No, he hasn't hit anything, has he? I don't think.
Look at this restart now with it closing up. Jean-Eric Vergne being the man to watch.
Yeah. What a performance that would be to win the race with a drive-through penalty. There's the face of Jay Penske watching his car retire.
You've got to feel for Jay Penske. Those guys have had a hard season last year. They did everything right today.
And second on the grid.
I'll keep you updated on the laps when it restarts, but attack mode now.
Start attack mode now. Da Costa, well, you've got... even if he goes through it, he can't be overtaken. But at the same time, they have to have their attack modes completed by the end of the race.
He's up to something because he's looking down at the dash and adjusting something, so he's...
Safety car in this lap. So surely now, well, they have to because we've got such little time left.
Yeah,
through goes Da Costa, and away they go, and Vergne does the same.
Has Da Costa
Everybody
gone?
Flying through.
Has Da Costa disappeared? It looks like he was getting hard onto the throttle to leave.
Yeah, so there goes Da Costa. He's got D'Ambrosio coming with him. Big lock-up for Buemi. Still under safety car conditions at the moment.
Sam Bird locking up too, almost ran into the back of the car in front.
So Jerome D'Ambrosio is going to be in big trouble as the flags go green. The race gets back underway, and Antonio Felix da Costa is leading with 3.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go in the Addiria E-Prix. So the cars with blue flashing halos, the arch above the top of the driver's head, they are the ones in attack mode. They've got an extra 25 kilowatts of power to play with for 4 minutes, and basically the last minutes of this race.
Look how close Jean-Eric Vergne is to the red and white Mahindra, orange and white Mahindra in front of him. He's all over that car. But as we said earlier, an overtaking maneuver is probably not possible until turn 18.
Here they come down through the hill into the right-hander of turn 14.
The lowest point of the track. From now on, uphill all the way back to turn 18 and the overtaking chance.
So everybody now has used their attack mode. The chevrons show how many minutes they have left. So it's 3 for everyone at this moment in time. And here comes Vergne up the inside past D'Ambrosio, because Vergne is in attack mode. D'Ambrosio is not, and the same is true of Buemi behind. Buemi's losing out to Mitch Evans, who very quietly has snuck up. Oh, there's going to be a contact there. Mitch Evans hit off. He's going to stick it up the inside as well of Buemi, and that all allows Andre Lotterer to get in the fight in the black and gold Techeetah down towards turn 21, and Buemi drops behind Mitch Evans, who's in attack mode. I think Buemi got a little tap there,
I think there was a little nudge
from Andre Lotterer. Then it's Oliver Rowland behind them in the fluorescent helmet in the silver Nissan, and he is under big pressure from this man, Daniel Abt, who's running in 8th place in the Audi. Now they start to drop down the hill. Da Costa's lead is 1.8 seconds. There'll be 2 laps to go at the end of this one.
3 laps to go. 3 laps.
Actually, it'll be pretty tight. It might be 3 laps to go at the end of this one.
We just heard 3 laps on one of the team radios.
Okay, yeah.
Look how close Lotterer is to the front, to the rear of Buemi.
So Buemi in the Nissan Edams car, silver and black. Andre Lotterer, the black and gold Techeetah behind, and Buemi's just going to defend for all he's worth.
The battle for the lead, Jack. Jean-Eric Vergne went quickest through sector 1 of anybody all day, and sector 2. Lotterer's trying to pass.
Here he comes up the hill. Buemi covers the inside, but surely he can't hold on. He's got to be super late on the brakes. Lotterer squeezing him. There's been a contact, and Lotterer makes it stick just about. Squeezes Buemi out, and Lotterer now is up into 5th position.
Buemi's just been a sitting duck, hasn't he?
The Addiria E-Prix coming alive in the closing stages. Across the line they come.
There's a bit of a train behind Oliver Rowland.
So this now,
getting very defensive.
This now will be the penultimate lap of the race.
Alexander Sims has a 10-second stop-and-go penalty for another technical infringement.
Yeah, bad day for Sims, but a good day for his teammate Da Costa. The gap is, well, Da Costa managed to get that time back, didn't he, in the end? So he's 1.8 seconds ahead of Vergne still.
Yeah, he's not giving up, is he?
No.
He's going to fight all the way to the finish. 1.8 seconds, that's a big old gap to make up in a lap.
Certainly is. Everybody with 20 seconds remaining, and Da Costa using his fan boost now as well to pull away from Jean-Eric Vergne just a little more. There is Da Costa. The halo flashes magenta, and that means he's using his fan boost to pull away just a little bit. Now, where's this battle going to come? It's going to be, well, there at the inside is one of them. Oh, wheel to wheel, Piquet and Di Grassi. These two Brazilians have a lot of history, and
none of it good.
And it is Piquet in front now, I think, of Lucas Di Grassi in that fight.
Last lap. There is a finish line.
Sorry, it's Di Grassi in front of Piquet. But yes, this is the final lap of the race.
Final lap.
Everybody now is finished in their attack mode. Da Costa leading, only 1.1 seconds ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne. It would need to be a stunning final lap from Vergne.
Vergne was some 7/10ths quicker that last lap.
And he's been 7/10ths quicker in the first sector. Jean-Eric Vergne absolutely flying.
He's got one chance though, Jack, into turn 18. One chance to make it count. Because, or unless, yeah, is he brave enough for the last corner? Jean-Eric Vergne probably is.
Oh, he's a bit too far away, isn't he? Hugs the inside line. They get on the straight up the hill. It's nose to tail for the lead of the race on the final lap of the opening race of the 2018-19 season.
Look at Da Costa checking the mirrors all the way up the straight, too far back.
Oh, that was a mad move from Vergne. He just about got it stopped. There's one more corner.
Can he get it done on the brakes? I think he's too far back, Jack. The brakes were glowing red into the braking zone of 18.
Into the final turn of the Addiria E-Prix, and it's victory for Da Costa and BMW. Da Costa's second victory in Formula E, the first for BMW, and Andretti from pole position. What a wonderful race, what a wonderful drive. Vergne in second, D'Ambrosio third in the end, a great performance from him. Mitch Evans in fourth place for Jaguar, fifth for Andre Lotterer, and there is a satisfied sixth and seventh for the Nissan E-Dams team.
We did it, baby.
Gilbert Gil, a podium for them in their first race of, well, everyone's first race of this fifth season of Formula E, but he seems happy with that. But Antonio Felix da Costa won a race in the opening season way back in 2015 in Argentina.
That'll be a huge boost to him. And Roger Griffiths right there in the black shirt, congratulating the crew.
Look at these two.
Oh, yeah.
Piquet and Di Grassi.
That was fantastic.
There's going to be no Christmas cards between those two households, I would bet. Here we go, look at the replay.
I don't think they sent them anyway.
And over he comes. I think they both headed for each other.
Yeah. Been a long time since he's been able to fight for victory, Antonio Felix da Costa. But now, thanks to his BMW I Andretti team car, he is on the top step of the podium in the opening round of the 2018-19 ABB FIA Formula E season.
Here's a look at the results of today's opening round of the championship. Antonio Felix da Costa, his second career win, plus 3 bonus points for pole position. Jean-Eric Vergne, Jerome D'Ambrosio, Mitch Evans, a fine 4th for Jaguar, as Evans keeps knocking on the door. Andre Lotterer, Sebastian Buemi, Oliver Rowland, Daniel Abt, Lucas Di Grassi, and Nelson Piquet Jr. round out the top 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the inaugural winner of the Saudi E-Prix, Antonio Felix da Costa. Give him a big round of applause. Wow, well done, mate. You are back. How good does that feel?
The DAC is back. It's amazing. It's been tough. It's been really tough. Yeah, it's been long months of work, and really happy with that.
But Jean-Eric Vergne didn't make it easy for you, did he? He wasn't giving up.
I think we got some work to do, because these two guys were, the two Techeetah cars were so fast. I mean, even with the drive-through, he was right there at the end. So, yeah, but a good start. we'll work on that and keep it going.
Unfortunately, there was one step down. Wanted to win this, today. I had a fantastic car, so. But first of all, a big congrats to the BMW guy and Antonio. I think it's a well-deserved victory. And Asperos, is the first race we do with DS, and I think the car we had today was incredibly fast. So we just need to, not make this little mistake that cost us the win today. But it's a very encouraging first race, and looking forward for Marrakesh.
No, super happy. Great first race, great first race with Mahindra, so nice way to start the championship. I just want to say I'm lucky to be part of such a great team with great people. It's the beginning of our collaboration, so we keep on learning to work together. But yeah, what a way to start. So great, really, really happy.
Championship points, same as our drivers' finished positions. And Antonio Felix da Costa will lead the crew into Marrakesh, Morocco in a few weeks' time.
And there is the winner's trophy for Antonio Felix da Costa, handed out by the Vice Chair of the Saudi Arabia General Sports Authority, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal Al Saud. And he hands the trophy to Antonio Felix da Costa on the top step.
That concludes the action here in Saudi Arabia, a thrilling start to the new Formula E season. Next up, we're in Marrakesh, Morocco for round 2 in January. For Nikki Shields, Dario Franchitti, and Jack Nichols, I'm Bob Varsha. We'll see you then.
Wave to the crowd. Well done, mate.